Forecasting algorithms in different domains, and what are the domain specific aspects that we need to incorporate, and what are the algorithms, the factors that drive, and some example use cases. In terms of supply chain, there are multiple entities. You have a producer, distributor, seller, and inventory management. So in a long term perspective, you need to know how much would be the sales for next year, as well as I need to forecast my inventory for manufacturing, and I also need to forecast my sales per region and the distribution of the inventory across the regions. So there are different forecasts in terms of demand management and complete supply chain, how much you are going to distribute, and what is the sales that's going to be, and how you plan to stock the inventory and distribute it as well. So overall, forecasting plays a critical role in terms of supply chain. When you move to automotive spare parts forecasting, it's very essential. You manufacture a vehicle, you market it, you start selling it. At some point in time, there will be a lifetime of the products when you have to replace, repair, and the maintenance part of it. So it depends on, it may not be a recurring thing, but certain models which capture the gaps in terms of Croston methods and Garch, autoregressive conditional heteroscedasticity. These are few models which take into consideration of the non-regular demands, and they are customized for it. In terms of population, it's not going to be one solution. You need to have a combination of the fertility, mortality, and migration. Like, for every problem statement, the different parameters that play a key role that we need to consider. In terms of fertility, what would I consider? The age group, the sex, the economic status. Mortality, the health status, age group, education, standard of living. Migration, what is the average migration that's happening across all these areas. So this is the problem specific relevant factors, they play a key role here. In terms of unemployment, you have a certain skill set, you have certain industries policies in place, and what is the availability of labor versus the requirement for a certain job, and the geographic specifics and the financial policies of that particular region. So forecasting, where all it plays a key role. House price forecasting. Trust me, last couple of weeks you would have heard about the Zillow forecasting and the fallout of it. There is no linear or a growing relationship that we can assume where the normal ML models or out of box libraries assume the linear growth. There is a certain factor in terms of financial meltdown or a market crash or certain other factors which do consider the aspects of pricing, and it may vary from location to location, geography to geography. So we need to understand the relationships and the financial implications, and what is the affordable, the purchasing power, and migration. All these aspects need to be considered at a certain amount of recommendations and an uncertainty factor which could be adjusted, so that they can understand what would be the probable drift considering these variables which are not captured. Exchange rate forecasting between two different countries, what would be the forecasted value? Again, it depends on the migration, economy aspects, your imports, exports, inflation, all these aspects. So as well as the purchasing power parity. Again, the trade deficit, fiscal interest rates, all of these things will play a key role. Every problem is a forecasting problem, but the features that play a key role, and what I need to capture from your standard data versus external factors that play a key role. Energy consumption of a building and optimization. Building categories could be different: residential, office, entertainment, business, and the equipments used inside the building could be different: a heating equipment or a cooling equipment or a lighting equipment, the occupancy for part of it. What is the custom needs for that particular building? Again, it cannot be one off model, a weekday requirement, weekend requirement, holiday requirement, everything would change. So the intent is to see where all you can apply the forecasting lens, and what are the variables that you need to consider. Electricity price forecasting. Again, there are multiple options. Your renewable sources, hydroelectric, coal, multiple choices are there. And again, for each of them, you need to consider for market pricing, what is the market prices, what is the demand, what are the effects of seasonality and holidaying, what is the volatility of prices, and what is the price of crude oil and other aspects, and how do weather play a key role, what is the demand across residential and commercial segments. Wind power forecasting, this is again like uh, in terms of specific wind power, the key aspects would be air density, icing, and degradation of turbine blades. So when you look into forecasting for wind power, what are the attributes that you need to consider, and how I can forecast it for short term and long term. Solar power forecasting, again it depends on your installation conditions, temperature, and what is the weather that's happening, that's in that particular area. So I mean, everything is a forecasting problem, but we are looking at the domain specific aspects of it. Epidemics and pandemics, there are models which are specifically designed for epidemics and pandemics, which do consider the the infection rate, mortality rate, and the factor of growth. So it's really interesting. You have models which consider, I mean, for a retail, or for energy, or for healthcare, and energy consumption, energy forecasting, energy prices. Cloud capacity forecasting, this is another interesting use case which I liked it. Again, everything is on cloud, on like code it on browser, but then they need to plan for the infinite capacity of your servers and databases, application servers, everything. So ultimately they need to do the resourcing for you to provide the required resources